guys, it is Niall here and welcome to a Storytime Survival Games. Wow, that just rolled off the tongue. Amazing, that's what I'm going to call this. And today I asked you guys on Twitter what you wanted to see in my next Survival Games and what story you wanted me to cover. So it was an option between three. The time my car got robbed, the time that I choked in school, and the time that I watched a girl get robbed in front of me and get attacked. And so here we go. We're gonna do it. I am apparently the one. No one really cares about the one that my car got robbed because like no one cares about me. But it's cool. We're cool. Oh no. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is the one with the girl getting robbed because that seemed to be voted a lot. So this happened when I was in America. No offense to Americans. I don't mean it that because it happened in your country that you are bad. I love you. Please send me there all the time. I love it. But I was in Florida Mall. I think it was Florida Mall. I don't know. It was some outlet. It was outside. It was a really great time actually. I really enjoyed myself. Although it was super late, so it was a bit shady. I usually go to Florida like every like few years or so, and this time I went with my grandmother, or I call her my nanny, and she likes to shop. Well, my mom likes to shop, and I think my mom just wanted to do a nice thing for her, so she went and they went shopping, and we had to go with because I had just purchased my MacBook Pro in the Millennium Mall in Florida, if anyone knows where that is. I just purchased that, and I couldn't really complain about other people wanting to shop because I had just bought my MacBook and they all had to wait for me to buy it and stuff and get it all set up. So because my nanny and my mother wanted to go and shop like alone or whatever, I don't know what they were doing, some shady, I thought they were going to buy stuff for me. Clear, turns out they weren't going to do it. That me and my dad and my sister just kind of like walked around and done another thing, like went to the Nike store, like stuff like that. And oh my god, this is a random team, like they're not even talking to each other on Skype. Okay, I built that one. I need to get you the gavel. Oh lord. Oh no. Oh no. Oh Jesus. I don't like teams. Only when I'm not in one. Hashtag where are my friends? Quick break into the story. I'm using a different recording software, so let me know if the quality is a whole lot better. And I'm also using a new mic. And at the minute it's not on a mic stand, so you're probably going to hear clicks a whole lot more, and you're also going to hear keyboard smashes. Please don't be mean to me. Okay, so yeah, me and my sister and my dad, we went to like the Nike store, and then like my mom and like my nanny were still like shopping for stuff, so we were like, you know what, we'll just wait outside like the front of like the Florida outlet or whatever it was. I don't know if it was Florida Mall because I'm pretty sure Florida Mall is inside because I think I might have been there before. But yeah, I just waited until they were done shopping. I wasn't going to try to like trail around because if anyone's ever went shopping with like their mom, if their mom likes to shop like my mom does, you'll know that they take forever and they try on like 700 different items of clothing. Like my sister, she'll try on like every different piece of clothing in the shop and then like never buy anything. Also, disclaimer, when I say shop, I mean store. I know Americans don't say shop and I find that weird, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about when I say shop. Anyway, so we were waiting outside like where this like fountain thing is. If I can find like the mall, I can kind of take a picture of where, or I can kind of put a picture on where we were sitting. And everyone like maybe like these mall performers, I don't even think they were legal, but like there were people like performing like stuff in the mall. I don't know what was going on. You've also got like them little tiny shacks where people like sell like sunglasses and stuff and like fake Beats headphones and fake like Rolex watches. I don't know, it was a pretty shitty experience. And the girl getting robbed kind of summed it all up. But anyway, we were sitting there and there was these like, it must have been, I don't know if it was a church group, I don't know if it was like some youth club. It was people of all different ages and people with their family, and like they had like matching t-shirts, so I assume it was like some sort of group that like had coordinated it all. These like Spanish girls, I knew they're Spanish because I done Spanish in school. I'm kind of an observant person. Shy people, which I kind of am, and also an introvert, are more observant, I believe, than other people, and I was very observant to notice that she was Spanish, whatever. Even her top said she was Spanish, I'm pretty sure. She was definitely Spanish, okay. So then, it was getting kind of late. We stood there, we were like sitting there for like a half an hour or whatever. We were just after going into the food court, and everyone was like, you know when you're like stuffed, like you had so much food that like you need to either sleep or just like lie down or like go on a long drive in the car, because you just need to rest. That's what kind of, we were fine with waiting for such a long time, only because the fact that we just stuffed ourselves with like Subway, and like it was a mix of foods that we got, which was pretty amazing. It was like some Chinese place. Also, it was food courts are really nice. We don't have them over here, but like you guys are lucky that you have them because they're super duper nice. Oh no, I actually knew he was coming up behind me. Oh god, oh lord. Let me finish the story. Let me finish my story. Let me finish my story. Okay, he's not. He's gonna let me finish my story. I think he's to craft something, so I'm gonna go. Anyway, these girls walked past. It was getting kind of late, and my dad had noticed like some woman like dressed in like full black. Like she wasn't wearing like a hijab or anything like that, but it was like dressed in like this full black dress that was covering all parts of her body. So we were like real confused like what was going on. Like she like ran up to one of the younger girls. She wasn't young. And when I'm saying younger girl, she wasn't old. She was older than me, but like she was young for whatever group she was in. That's why I was wondering what kind of group it was, because it definitely was a youth club, and it definitely wasn't like a football team, because like there was like old women there involved as well. So he had noticed like this woman like come up to this girl, and this girl was like, I don't know what she was wearing. I'm not gonna talk about her like fashion choices, but this girl was wearing like Crocs. So maybe she deserves to get robbed. No, I'm kidding. She was wearing Crocs and wearing like these like shorts and this like yellow top or whatever. And the woman in like the full black dress came up and like kicked the girl in the shin and then grabbed her fanny pack, which she was wearing. For those who don't know, it's like this little satchel that people wear when they're like touring places or whatever. I don't think I ever have seen someone in my country wear them, but they're very common in America, where people store like their money and stuff in like this fanny pack. So they like kicked her in the shins. So if you ever get kicked in the shins, you like know, like you have like nowhere to, like, it really hurts when you get kicked in the shins, especially like when they kind of like kick and like drag down your leg, because it's kind of like it's being burned, and that's what like this woman had done. So they had like done this to the girl and then ripped, like literally like tore the fanny pack off her. Like she was like getting like, they had like, she fell to the ground after like they pulled the fanny pack, and then after that they just kind of ripped it off her. So they done that to her, and like immediately like her friend was like calling for someone, because she didn't like obviously want to attack this woman. This woman was pretty buff. Her friend was like calling for someone in Spanish. I think it was just calling for her grandmother, because her grandmother was on her mum, so she was shouting like mi abuela, which means my grandmother. And then they grabbed like whatever the girl had bought so far. So they like basically kicked her in the shins, pulled her fanny pack, she fell on the ground, then pulled the fanny pack off her and grabbed the bags that she was holding, that she had bought all of her stuff with. So the girl had been basically robbed right in front of us, and we were like, oh my god, are you okay? Obviously she didn't really understand like any like Spanish. My dad gave her, or not, she didn't like, well, she did understand English, but like she knew Spanish better than she knew English. My dad gave her just like, I think it was like $40 or $50, just for like, you know, obviously that wasn't going to be as good as like what just like, it's not going to make up for what just happened to her, because it's traumatic and stuff. She also lost her passport, and she had to go to like the Spanish embassy. But what happened was like she had to, so then her mother was actually with her on the trip, and like her mother and like her met up in like front of us, and like the police were like the security guards were asking like what had happened, and like the other girl that was there explained it, because the girl that got robbed was in hysterics. Like she was screaming and crying, and like it's understandable, like it was pretty traumatic. Like I watched what happened, like I was traumatized just watching it, so I don't know how she felt like going through it. But the girl that was with her, like her friend, was kind of like describing what had happened, and then like the security guard was just like, oh wait, where did it happen? And she was like, oh, over there, and it was kind of near the entrance or whatever. And then he was like, oh well, sorry, we don't, like, that's not a part of our like mall, so that doesn't count. Like that, we don't, that's not our problem, like that's the cops problem, whatever, like that you can't take that into like the security mall. You don't have to get like the security officers involved from the mall, because they're legally technically not allowed to like deal with all that stuff, which was complete BS. The girl had been mugged right in front of me, basically, and she like it was in the mall, like it wasn't outside the exit, but like it was weird. It was super weird. It was definitely planned, because what happened was the woman kind of pulled up the girl that mugged the girl. That sounds really stupid, because it's the girl that mugged the girl, and I have no names for the people, but just deal with it. So she had like pulled up in like a red car, so it was clearly planned. And then she had like a driver. She jumped out of the car, mugged whoever was closest to the entrance. So it could have happened to any of the people there, but this girl was just closest to the entrance of the actual like mall facility outlet thing. So they had like mugged her. They took her stuff, and then they got in the car and just drove away. So then after they were like talking to this girl, they were like how did this happen? Like, where did it happen? They were like, oh, it just happened just there. And they're like, oh well, that's not on like the mall premises, so sorry, we really can't be dealing with that right now. So they basically told her to like go away. Her mother and her grandmother were there, and like they were crying, and they were talking on the phone, and then their mother like rang her mother. It was a mess. And I hope like everything got sorted out with the girl, and I hope that like she went to the Spanish embassy and got like her passport and stuff sorted out, because that would have been like super traumatic, and I would have, oh my god, how dare he. Anyway, the girl got mugged, got robbed, stole her passport. Yeah, it was pretty, it just seemed pretty like awful. And I wish that no one would go through what she had to go through, because that was it was just everything about it was like just traumatic and stressed. It was just really stressy. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this game, but if you guys liked this like kind of story time survival games, make sure to let me know, and I will do more of them because I have like loads of topics, loads of stuff has happened to me. My life's been a mess, so yeah, I will do more of them in the future, and you guys will really hopefully enjoy them. This guy is eating apples for days. What are you doing, Mr. Star? Dead. He's on forwards. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like, subscribe, like you miss me, don't be missing me.